It is with a heavy heart that I ask us to rise today and adjourn in memory of the 14 victims of the San Bernardino tragedy, 5 of which were constituents of mine in the 20th State Senate District. I would also like to recognize and thank the San Bernardino County supervisors who have done an outstanding job of supporting the entire county during this time. I'd like to recognize Supervisor Josie Gonzalez, who is with us. Josie, if you can give us a little wave. Thank you very much. I would also like to recognize District Attorney Mike Ramos for everything that he has done, and also just name James Ramos, Janice Rutherford, Kurt Hagman, and Robert Lovingood, the other supervisors who aren't with us but have done an outstanding job. The shock and the grief of the entire Inland Empire community has suffered over the past month and will suffer for a long time, simply has no words. There are no words because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that 14 innocent victims would be killed in the prime of their lives, that those lost were moms, dads, husbands, wives, boyfriends, sons, neighbors, and the list goes on. The void that this senseless act has created in so many families is unimaginable. As you all know, these victims were at a holiday party and a training where they were supposed to have fun and there was supposed to be some camaraderie. Instead, the morning became one of horror. To this day, San Bernardino still has a great number of media and outsiders, but eventually they will all leave. It is then that I really hope that San Bernardino comes together even closer, and I know that they will, to honor the victims and the sacrifices that were made every single day at home, work, and in their community. I usually don't think of grief as a one-time event to overcome, but rather a process with waves of emotions that come at us when we least expect them. It can and will come on that random Thursday evening when we're driving home from work, or when we hear a song that reminds us of friends and family. Or it will be years down the road with the same name of a friend who was introduced to us at a family or work function. It is for those exact times and reasons that we need to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, as Californians, to offer love and comfort to those left in the wake of this horrible tragedy. If we know one thing, above all, California is resilient. We never cower in the face of adversity, and instead we face it head on. I am reminded of a quote by Mother Teresa. "Love is a fruit in season at all times and within the reach of every hand." Ultimately, I, like all of you, believe more in the power of love than in the power of hate. We will not shrink and keep quiet just because others may wish to silence us. It is in our DNA to look after our families, friends, and neighbors and communities in times like this. The light in our community is a little dimmer now that these victims have been taken from us, but we will always make sure that their names are forever etched squarely in our minds, our hearts, and our soul. Let us adjourn in the memory of the 14 victims of the San Bernardino tragedy, whom I will now name one by one, so that we can mourn and honor them appropriately here on the floor of the California State Senate. Robert Adams, 40, Yucaipa. Isaac Amianos, 60, Fontana. Benetta Bettenball, 46, Rialto. Harry Bowman, 46, Upland. Sierra Claiborne, 27, Moreno Valley. Juan Espinoza, 50, Highland. Aurora Godoy, 26, San Jacinto. Shannon Johnson, 45, Los Angeles. Larry Daniel Kaufman, 42, Rialto. Damian Mines, 58, Riverside. Tin Nguyen, 31, Santa Ana. Nicholas Thalasinos, 52, Colton. Yvette Velasco, 27, Fontana. Michael Wetzel, 37, Lake Arrowhead. Thank you, members.